YouTube. Okay, so I want to start my video off by saying congratulations to Sleep for Life. She just hit her 1 month surgery about 3 days ago. Today's the 4th of August, and she hit her 1 month on August 1st. She is doing great. I think she's down like 30 pounds from her surgery, and in 1 month, I mean, that's a pound a day. That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm just so happy to see that everything went well. Obviously, you had a couple little hiccups, but to see that everything is just great with you, I'm so happy. It gives me so much hope. And all I can say is, like, I'm just so happy for you. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Now, let's get into my video. This is going to be interesting. So, I haven't done a video in about a month and a half or 2 months, and for good reason, because I didn't want to just come on and be like, look at these new shoes I bought, look at my hair color. Like, I'm sure eventually I'll get bored enough and make one of those videos, but not today. Basically, I've had a whole lot going on, and I'm going to go through everything. I actually have a notebook outlining everything that happened since June to current. So I know I had mentioned June 3rd I was returning to work. I mentioned that in my last video, and I returned to work June 3rd. Probably a mistake. I don't think I was ready to go back, but I did lie to my doctor and tell her that I felt ready. And it was only because they were hassling me to hurry up and get back. Like, it was like almost a daily conversation of, when are you going to come back to work? Not so much, are you okay, but when are you going to come back? So I ended up going back on the 3rd. On the 15th of June, which was less than 2 weeks, I was at work. I started getting like a crushing chest pain. It almost felt like I just like ran straight into a wall chest first, and then I started getting like sharp pains, and it was like the combination of the two scared the hell out of me. So I ended up leaving work, going to the hospital, went through the emergency room, and they actually admitted me to a cardiac observation unit. But you'll hear more about that in a little bit. When I got there, now when I ended up going, my manager and her manager, who's our area manager, they did kind of let me know in their own indirect way that they felt that it was hard to believe, and that they didn't believe that that actually happened, that I was actually having chest pain. And I can't flip myself inside out, so fuck both of them. I don't care what anybody thinks. If I feel like I'm in distress, I'm gonna do what I feel is in my best interest, and their opinion doesn't matter at that point. So, at one point, while I was there, I was sleeping, and, the nurse ran in and kind of frantically woke me up, and, she just kind of said my name really fast, and when I woke up, I was just like, what? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I just needed to wake you up, your heart rate dropped really low really fast. So we figured something was going on. They just weren't able to pinpoint exactly what it was, and it's such a complicated condition that they can't really say, oh, it's this or it's that. You know, it's kind of repetitive testing that'll eventually get us that answer. But I met the cardiac specialist. I know that I had mentioned to you guys I needed to see a cardiac specialist. I did meet with him. He was great. They sent me to him so that he could clear me for surgery, but wouldn't let him do any testing in order to treat me or clear me. So I ended up just asking him to refer me to a PCP within his group, because I was actually out of network to go see this guy, because apparently my network did not have one cardiac specialist for congenital heart defects, and that was kind of creepy. So I went and I saw him. He referred me to a PCP. They both agreed that surgery would be a good idea. However, I did obviously need to go and do testing to make sure that they feel I'm safe to go in. So long story short, the new group that I switched to, I was with as of July 1st, and what was going to be required, not only did I need to meet my 1 year with my insurance, because obviously I mentioned that I had HMO, but they were also going to have me wait an additional year from the day that I switched to that group, to stay a full year covered under the group before they would let me go for bariatrics. And the only option was that my PCP could write a letter requesting a waiver on that policy, that they could overlook it and waive me to go into surgery before that year time span was up. So I finished all of my cardiac testing July 18th. It included a full blood panel, it included a cardiogram, it included an EKG, a 24-hour Holter monitor, and a treadmill test with my oxygen consumption. So they had like this mask on me, like Bane from Batman, and they just incline and speed up the treadmill. There's a certain percentage they're looking for. They were looking for 80% out of me. I did 84, so that was awesome. And then on the 29th of July, I received a copy. My cardiac specialist copied me and sent via postal mail to my house the correspondence between himself and my PCP and what he thought and all of my results. So I'm going to hold this paper up. You're probably not going to be able to see it because it's going to be really foggy, but I'm going to point to where it's at. It says recommendations, and directly under it, it says she has cardiology clearance to proceed with bariatric surgery. Right there. So, I am officially cleared. Woo! Okay, so, thrilled. I do get to do it. More information. Because they were giving me such a hard time at work, they actually wrote me up for stuff that, like, didn't even happen. And even after defending myself and having this conversation, I was written up for it. And it was just something with patients and policy, and although it was not something I did, I was still written up for it. And there was the burden of proof was not on my job, and they weren't able to provide that proof, but they felt that they were still going to write me up, so fuck them, and I ended up applying for another job. Actually, I applied for a job on the cardiac unit that I stayed in because the staff was just wonderful, and I applied to that unit to start working on it. Actually, the day that they wrote me up, that same day, about 3 hours later, I received a call from the hospital. I ended up accepting an interview with them. I went the following week for my interview, and the week after my interview, I was offered the position. So I'm actually going to be in a place that actually understands what's going on with me. In the event that something serious happens, they'll know that it's not bullshit. So that makes me comfortable, and I get to be with heart patients all the time. Like, who doesn't want to, like, somebody with a cardiac issue? It's a dream for me, because I can go and I can actually see all the different things that go on in a cardiac spectrum, like just everything. So I'm really excited about that. Really cool news is I won't have a HMO when I go there. I'll have a PPO. So with the bariatrics, I don't even need a letter for the waiver, even though my PCP has already written it and sent it over. I mean, they'll have that to see that they are recommending this. However, that's not going to be necessary because I won't have a waiting period. The only thing that I'll have to wait on is like doing my evaluations for psych and nutrition and all of that. And the one thing that can hold me up is the dietitian. They can put me on a diet, on a brand new diet for up to 6 months, and that's fine. Because we don't know if that's actually going to happen. They could just say, I don't need a diet. They could say, I need 6 months of a diet. It's just somewhere in that spectrum, so we'll see what happens. Even if it is 6 months, who cares? It's 6 months. It's better than a year. It's better than not being able to do it at all. So, that went on. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my paper to see if I missed anything. My PPO insurance will kick in as of it's either going to be mid-September or like the 1st of October, just depending on how their insurance, like the actual time span it kicks in, because I start August 12th at my new job, so I don't know if they'll start an insurance policy in the middle of the month or if if I have to wait till the 1st of the following month. So we'll see. Either way, it's 2 weeks. Who cares? So tomorrow is my last day at my job. Tomorrow's the 5th. I'll be going into work for the last time. The nurses actually have a bet on me because they don't think I'm going to show up. So tomorrow will be my last day, and then the following day, which is the 6th, I go in for a small surgery. However, we will see how the anesthesia treats me, because I'm going to be knocked out for the surgery. It's not just going to be like a local anesthetic. I thought it was going to be, and then they called me and said, oh, we're going to do your anesthesiology questionnaire. And I was like, you're not knocking me out. And the nurse, in fact, did inform me that the surgeon talked it over with, I'm not sure who, but they did ultimately end up deciding that they are going to put me out with general anesthesia. So that's going to happen. We'll see how my body reacts to that whole situation. It'll give me an idea of how well it's going to go when they actually do my surgery. But for the most part, I think that's about it. I just wanted to fit everything into whatever limited time I had. I don't know if I almost forgot. My cardiac specialist did decide he wanted to try me on 2 different cardiac medications. They're basically to help inhibit, a hormone that produces, that helps to produce resistance on your heart. But I'll mention that in my next video, just because my time is running out. But he wanted to put me on 2 different ones, and I'm going to try one of them. He said they kind of fall under the category of they might help, but they're not absolutely necessary. So we're going to try the one that he recommends a little bit more, and we'll see where it goes from there. So thanks a lot. I will be getting back to you guys, if not in a week or 2, but don't worry, I didn't forget about you guys. I just don't want to come to you with mindless information. I want to be able to give you whatever information I do have that is relevant to the situation. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to inbox me or leave them in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to look everything over and I'll comment on it. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you guys later.